solo? Solo.
Hey guys, welcome to the guide portion of the video. My name is Carrie. I hope you like the views from Ausangate and Rainbow Mountain. The trek ended up being close to 60 miles, about 58 miles over 4 days and 3 nights. I left Cusco that morning by taxi, so I treated myself a little bit. So I think the taxi was a cost of around $60. We went from Cusco to a small little town called Tinky. That's where the trail starts, or this hike starts. But the first portion of the hike, you're walking on a road, so he drove me maybe another mile or so up from Tinky. The way back was certainly a lower cost. I think it was somewhere around like $7 or so to get back to Cusco. I'm going to use all trails to go over my route, go over any relevant information, and really help you hopefully in doing this trek yourself. Here's Cusco, and then we made our way to the start here, a little area, spot called Tinky. It seems like it's likely to be able to take transportation to this Orco spot and then go up over and down to here. The trail itself is about, well, it's a loop here, right? And it's about 40 miles long. I'm going to go over what I did right, the route I took, and go over what I would have done differently, some just different relevant information, right? So the first day I went along here. I think it was around a 13-mile or so day. The first campsite was in this region right around here. So let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more. Wasn't quite at this big lake. I think it was more somewhere in this region. So that was day one, making the kind of the slow elevation gain. Not too bad really, nothing too steep, but it is sort of a steady uphill. So that was the first day for me, stopping right in this area here. I think it could have been right here, maybe here. Sorry, I don't know the exact spot. I need to get better at using all trails while on the trail to kind of map my location. But the next day though, so that was from like maybe 11:30 to 5-ish or so, that first day. Second day, started early, probably 6:30 or so, and made my way around the lakes here, and this is where I sort of deviated or took a detour from the trail. So I took a path and went up this pass here, and you get some really nice views of the mountains here. Obviously Ausangate and the range, the mountain range right here, and then of course down this way too. This would be an excellent spot to put a drone up right around here. The reason I didn't have a drone montage in this video is that the DJI app wouldn't open for me, so no drone shots in this one. That was a bit of a bummer. Kind of back out and show you here, but a lot of this area would have been pretty amazing to drone. Of course here, yeah, with the whole trek really. So that was a bummer. But back to day two though, I climbed here, And then I saw something on All Trails that said Rainbow Mountain down in this area. So that's where I headed for. So this is what I did, and then I'll explain what I would recommend. So I headed down this way. And this is a long detour to get to Rainbow Mountain, which I'll explain, but I headed down here, then around the mountain here. So this is mostly down, it's pretty much all downhill. But you really start to go uphill from there. So I started walking on this road all the way, all these switchbacks up here, up here, and then this is where the Rainbow Mountain is that most people stop to see, right here. Let's see if we can zoom in a bit more. Sorry, I'm at an Airbnb here in Lima, and the internet doesn't seem to be all that fast at the moment. Let me see if I can kind of turn this around. So again, I went around here and then up all of this. There are a lot of cars driving this. This is not right here. This section you don't want to be walking up, so definitely don't do what I did there. Was able to get somewhere in this region a motorbike, so the motorbike took me up the rest of the way. But I arrived here at this viewpoint like around 4 o'clock. I really didn't get to spend too much time right in this region here. Definitely what you want to do to give yourself more time in this area, because this is definitely a detour worth doing. When you go up this pass here, don't go left down like I did. Basically go down and around, and then this will be some elevation gain here. This is actually where I slept that second night. But what you do is go up over here, down, through this area here, and then you reach this spot, and then spend more time walking these trails along here. I didn't get to see this area, but this looks amazing. I mean, this would be a great spot to put a drone up. So that would be definitely this way, not around and then up, not down and around and then up. So I didn't realize that was here. I saw, like I said, the Rainbow Mountain on All Trails showing right here. Didn't look into it enough. Didn't do enough research. So don't do what I did. Cut across here, a lot less miles, and you'll be able to spend more time in this better area. I'm still glad I went over here, but basically at 4 p.m. I was here for 15 minutes. Then I had to kind of make my way back to this area right here, which this is where I wanted to sleep that night. So I had to climb up this elevation spot here, which it was late, like 5 o'clock or so, doing more elevation gain, which wasn't fun. But anyways, this was a nice spot. I was hoping this lodge would be open, but either way, it was still a nice spot to sleep, and not as cold as that first night in this region here. Then the third day, I went from here, went back down and then up. This was a tough climb back up to this spot, then down, then let's see if I can rotate this a little bit, and then from down I went up again. This is a little bit of a climb, not too bad, not too steep, but it is slowly steady up here. Get some nice views of these lagoons. I love how there's different colors of the lagoons. That's pretty neat, kind of a unique aspect to this trek. And then this is really where, once you come down here, I stopped here. One thing too is that you'll end up paying, 10 soles here, 10 soles there, as sort of the entrance fee, I suppose. I think it was 20 soles when I went to the Rainbow Mountain, which I paid that probably somewhere in this region to go up. But anyways, paid a little bit of there, and then I started my climb. This is probably the hardest climb of the trek. That's the most has the steepest grade, and you go all the way up to a little over 16,700 feet, or about 5,200 meters. So this was the highest point that I've been up to so far. But yeah, this was a difficult incline here. There were quite a few people, maybe 20 people or so with guides up at the top. And one thing to mention too is if you don't do the Rainbow Mountain detour to see kind of this region here, which I would recommend, you don't necessarily have to go off of the Ausangate Trail, because you get some nice views of these red mountains here. And then this is also a spot right in here that has some different colors in the mountains. So it's not entirely a necessity, I would say, to deviate from Ausangate. But if you have the time and the fitness level, etc., it makes sense, I think, to go explore this area too. But day 3 to continue on here. And this is another spot where don't do what I did. So I was following this main trail, and by the time I got down to like in this region here, I had realized that I was off the All Trails route, and this is a long, difficult climb back up to then catch this trail. So I ended up just making the choice to go down kind of the valley and around. But as you can see here, this would have been the way to go, of course. You would have had much better views of these mountains here, the lagoons here. Again, if my drone was working, I mean, this would have been a fantastic spot, I think, to fly the drone around. But yeah, this is what I did. I went down and around. It's kind of a swampy area, difficult to get around. So don't do that. This is mostly downhill anyways from there. So definitely take this path. Don't miss it like I did. And then go down, and then I'm pretty sure I kind of ended up catching back up on the trail here. So remember this is day 3. Went from basically the lodge right over here, up and over here, up here, down, up here, then down, and then the final day, the final sort of night campsite, let's say, was in this region somewhere around here. I had the views of this mountain here, kind of coming up this part of the trail. So this was a long day. Like I said, stopped probably somewhere around this region here before it really started to kind of go up. So slept here, and then that 4th day, last day, that morning I had a little bit of a climb back up where you get around the 16,500 feet mark. And let's see if I could spin this around and show you. But yeah, 3rd night, then 4th day was really climbing up around here, and then kind of walking across here. Get some nice views of these mountains, glaciers as well. Not too much snow on this side. That's why I don't miss this area like I did coming down this way. You want to see this section. But anyways, back to day 4. Then really it's just, once you get to the top, it's really just kind of a downhill back to town from there. But you get to go around these nice lagoons. Still a nice trek. Started seeing, I feel like, way more day hikers in this region here. But once you get there, yeah, like I said, it's just down. And even though I didn't do these last miles from here to here, it still was close to, like I said, 57, 58 miles with that long detour I did on day 2. But this is really cutting out from here to here. I wouldn't walk this. Same if you can get a ride on the first day from here up at least until like this region maybe, and then walk the rest, or even here and walk the rest. But there was a taxi waiting here. I think a lot of people come up from here, take this road, and like I said, I think a lot of people get dropped off and then do like a day hike up into this region right here. But yeah, I reached this little spot, and then that's when I was able to take a taxi. I think it was something like 20 soles from here down to the little town of Tinky again. And this was, I'm glad I was able to catch a ride. I was thinking I was going to end up walking those last remaining miles, but that wouldn't have been any fun. Lots of cars, lots of dust. And then from there, from Tinky though, I took a bus for 10 soles, something like $3, all the way from there back to Cusco. So back to Cusco here. That was a long way to go by bus, but cost was was good there. And then I had time. I think I got to this spot like midday or so. So it was like once I got to here, and the bus took maybe 4 hours, something like that, 5 hours. It was a long bus ride, but it was, I had time. So yeah, that's pretty much the Ausangate Trek. Kind of give it a top-down view again there. Look at all these red peaks. But yeah, definitely deviate from the alt trails and kind of cut across here and really kind of check out this area for at least a few hours and then come back. Definitely don't want to go down here, take this road, but I think staying right here and then making sure you also don't miss that trail to the left like I did to cut across. I'm not sure even where the trail is exactly, but it's definitely something that you're not gonna miss if you're looking for it. I just was I was just heading down on the main trail, and by the time I realized I had missed it, it was just gonna be a lot of work to get back up, and really I didn't really even know exactly what kind of views I'd have, but now looking at it, shoot, this would have been pretty neat to see. But that covers the All Trails portion of this video. I used water tablets for this trek. Out of all of the hikes I've done here in Peru, this was the most challenging in finding good water sources, so definitely recommended to bring a water filter for this one. As for the animals I saw on this trek, there are lots and lots of alpaca and plenty of viscacha as well. I noticed that the viscacha are a bit more active, maybe the hour or two before dark. And then I also saw some vicuna as well the last day, and then plenty of birds, some ducks, and some sort of coot species as well out there. So that was the final trek I did here in Peru. I also did the Ausangate before doing Ausangate, so that'll be the next video I put out later this month. Then I'll be going to France and Spain, so I'm looking forward to doing the Tour de Mont Blanc, the Picos de Europa, and the GR20. So that'll be coming out later this year. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Your support means a lot to me. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.